All right, let's go. All right. What are we going to talk about now?
Well, Dad, let's talk a little bit about the book.
All right, so the book's doing wonderful. We're in the final stages of working at getting the chapters ordered in to get it into the stores for them.
That's good.
Yeah, and then I guess now I'm working on getting book 2 ready.
Yeah.
Getting a plan put together for that and get going. Better start now rather than later so I don't miss a deadline that we're trying to reach. Yeah, and then I guess because I gotta say, like, for the book now that's out, book 1. It's super sharp, like the front cover, everything, the black on the red, popping. I'm gonna have a hard time beating it. I don't know what I'm gonna do for it. That was all Cindy's design with the zoo.
You look like Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, it's super sharp with the hat and everything, a little smoky background that the zoo added. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a few pictures.
Yeah, give me some pictures of you looking sharp again.
Yeah.
Make it pop again for her. But yeah, no, it's working on chapters, getting that in order. They're going to put it in their top performing sports stores to give it the best shot for it and then see how it goes.
Explain that.
So I guess like how many chapter stores they have across Canada, they must have hundreds, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to focus it more to the regions that sell a lot of sports books to give it the best opportunity to create sales for it, right? And then that's where they're gonna put them and focus them, because there's no point in putting them if they don't care about hockey. There's no point of putting a book there that is about hockey.
Yeah, I think most people would buy them.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to put it in the stores that have the best opportunity to create the sales for it. Yeah.
Good.
So tell everybody the name of the book.
The Don Cherry Story. Right now it's available on Chapters Indigo online and Amazon online, and then soon to be in stores.
Yeah, right.
Okay, Dad, tough game last night. You came over to watch the Jets and the Stars. You really felt sorry for Scheifele. I think the first question all the Jets fan wants to know, was that a penalty?
It was a penalty.
Yeah.
It was a penalty.
You're saying last night that Scheifele's penalty wasn't Scheifele's fault.
It was the right defenseman's fault. Well,
because he should have backed out when
when he saw kind of dicey there. He should have backed out.
Right. So you were saying you always wanted your defenseman to back out there.
Just a little bit. Just turn a little bit.
To give him a hand. So you said a funny story that happened to you in Rochester when you were coaching.
Oh, I had Rick Pagnuti, and I remember Rick Pagnuti was standing there and he thought he was safe. I said, you know who I blame that second goal on? I said, Rick Pagnuti. Holy shit. He almost had to pick him off the ice. But he was pretty good.
Because who told you? I remember you telling me you always liked your defense to be like on a hinge.
I just had to pull out just a bit. And he would have been waiting there for the guy. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
And
but it's just almost incredible that the Jets are 0-10 in their last playoff road games.
Really?
Yeah, they're 0-10 and they're 6-14 in their last 20.
Jeez, that's hard to believe.
Yeah, you're not going to win the Stanley Cup if you can't win on the road, unless you're going to be perfect.
Unless you're perfect
at home.
Yeah.
But I mean, Hellebuck played okay last night. He played well.
Yeah, he played good last night, and the rest of the team played pretty good last night.
Yeah, I feel, but the refs had to call that.
He had to call it. Yeah.
So Thomas Harley got the winner, and we saw him play in Vaughan.
Vaughan, yes, we saw him play, and I never thought he'd be that good.
Again, it's funny how he was a big defenseman, and he was a pretty good skater back then. Not like now. And you kind of go, oh yeah, he'll be a good guy. And then he went to Mississauga, and then we saw him play for the Mississauga Steelhead.
Yeah,
and he started to play better.
Yeah, he started to play better.
Yeah.
Well, he got the winner.
Yeah.
He should be happy.
Yeah. So you know the weird thing though, the top 3 teams now in the league are out after the second round, are out of the playoffs. So
really?
The Jets were number 1, Washington was number 2, Vegas was number 3. and they're all out after the second round.
Yeah.
And if the Leafs lose tonight, it'll be 5 teams.
Damn.
4 of the 5 top teams will be out of the playoffs. Yeah, like you wonder if the NHL, so does the regular season really mean that much?
There's 2 rankings. There's regular season rankings and playoff rankings.
Yeah.
And some teams do play for the playoffs. Some teams, I started right at training camp.
Yeah. Like, was it a big thing for you to get in first place, or was it more important that...
No, I wanted to get in first place.
You did, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of different back then.
Tell the story of Punch.
Buffalo was a 100-point team back then. We were always fighting for Buffalo for the first spot. And...
well, they had that Rick Pat. They had that the super line.
Yeah, the French Connection line, and King Kong Korab on defense, and Jim Schoenfeld, and so the Bruins had to win to clinch the first place over Buffalo. But the game we had to beat Toronto, and we're down 3-1 with
3-1 to go.
With 2 minutes to go.
With 2 minutes to go.
And so Punch Imlach was at the game, so he decided to leave to beat the traffic to go back to Buffalo, thinking he wrapped up first place.
Him and his wife.
What was his wife's name?
Dodie
or something like that. Yeah. And by the time he got to the car, the guy goes, "Oh, it's too bad, Punch, you lost first place." He goes, "What are you talking about? Leafs were winning 3-1 when there were 2 minutes left." He goes, "No, the Bruins won 4-3."
Damn.
It was.
That was a good feeling.
It was Dougie Hallward scored.
Dougie Hallward and Dougie Hallward.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he scored, and Bobby Miller. And Donnie Marcotte. Yeah. Yeah, and your philosophy of shoot from everywhere, you told Dougie Hallward just pinch and shoot, right? Just shoot.
And it just went off of something and went and beat Mike Palmatier. I think it was a little bit different too, first place, because the first year it was best 2 out of 3.
Oh yeah, the best of 3.
So and then the other one you got to buy. Right?
Oh, yeah,
so
powerful.
It was important to get it this way. But if the Leafs lose tonight, it's like...
Rankings don't mean much.
It doesn't mean anything. 4 of the top 5 teams are out of the league, out of the playoff.
And Oilers and Knights. Oilers knock off the Knights. They came out hitting in the game 4 and kicked the goalie's feet from under him.
That set the tone.
That set the tone.
Yeah, they ran the Knights right out of the building that game.
Skinner and Pickard have to keep it up, get into the finals.
They're going to face Dallas. That's going to be a tough test for them.
Yeah, it'd be a tough test. Who are you picking, Tim?
I think I'm going to pick the Oilers, but it all depends on the goaltending, because Ottinger every night.
Yeah.
He shows up.
Dallas's goalie is going to be stone cold, like awesome.
Yeah.
And you just don't know which goalie is going to show up, right?
Yeah, for the Oilers.
like Skinner's played great the last 2 games. He couldn't stop a beach ball the first 2 games.
Yeah.
So, you just hope he gets going. But I just think McDavid and Draisaitl are just...
You think that they'll win?
I think the Oilers will win. I just think they'll be too much. What do you think, Del?
The Oilers, they're rolling. The forwards are rolling. These guys got to keep the back end good.
If Kane and those guys keep playing as physical as they are...
Yeah, they keep playing.
Who are you picking? That's people don't care about me. Del, who are you picking?
I'm picking Edmonton.
All right, Dad. Game 7. As you say, a lot of taped ankles from people jumping on and off the bandwagon.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
A lot of guys threw the sweaters on the ice.
They were burning them on social media. So what's going to happen? So this is Sunday morning. We're going to have lunch, take a break, and then 7:30 you'll come back and watch the game. What's your prediction?
I'm predicting Toronto would win. Toronto would win all the way. Toronto's going to be up sky high. They better be sky high. I never said anything to the players.
Yeah, you've been in a bunch of Game 7s. Anybody... I mean, if you got to say something to them, Del, like, this is a really big game.
Yeah, what can you say at this point?
Yeah, this is a real big game. No kidding.
The city called it pretty much and gave up on you. There's not much else you need. That's enough fire under your ass, pretty much.
Yeah. You almost want to do it to kind of stick it to the fans, almost.
The fans don't deserve a Game 7.
Man.
They don't.
Well,
So did any coach
no, there was only a couple.
Yeah, there
A
were a
few
lot
bad
of
apples though. They ruined it for the bunch.
Did any coach ever say anything to you? Like when you had a game
No,
7? No, none of them said anything. Eh?
Well, I remember Joe Crozier one time. He let on he was sick. He was in bed, and he said, Jimmy Pappin. He was on the right side of him, and Jerry Eman was on it, and I was at the head of the
Head of the bed?
Yeah, he was looking at me. Jeez, and they were making fun. And,
Like, what was he saying?
oh, he was saying that you won it for me, and and all that stuff and everything, and I'll be there behind the bench and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And Pappin was making fun, and Jerry Eman was making fun.
So it wasn't very inspiring.
No, it wasn't too inspiring. So anyhow,
Okay, so who's getting the winning goal tonight?
geez, you want the winning? I'll say McCabe.
Well, that's like I don't even know he's got a goal this year.
Well, he'll get a goal this year.
McCabe. Okay, who are you picking, Dale?
Max, look at a dirty
Max?
goal. Yeah.
All right, I know the Leaf fans are going to hate me. I'm going to pick Marchand.
Oof.
Oh,
I think Florida's going to win.
you think Florida's going to win?
I think that Florida's going to win. I think the stress. I think if they come out and get a quick goal,
Yeah.
it's going to be semi-panic time.
Well, it should be a good game.
I hope it's close. And you know why I think the fans got mad at them in Game 5 is because you and I were watching the game, and you said after the fourth goal the Leafs quit.
Yeah, they quit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they didn't quit. They didn't quit the next game.
No, they sucked it up the next game, but that game was so frustrating to watch.
It was. It was painful.
And I still just don't think the Leafs have the guy like, Scheifele. That was a tough thing yesterday with his dad, passing away, and then he scores. But the game before, I mean, he's fighting with Jamie Benn, and he's hitting and crashing. They just don't have.
Well, we'll see, Tim. We'll see.
We'll see tonight. Yeah.
We'll see.